All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Dusty One. It is Tuesday, 5 o'clock. Yes, we are an hour early, but we're still on time, folks. I got things to do this evening. Dusty got things to do, so we won't miss this show. But here we go. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip-hop. This is how we do it every Tuesday, right about this time. Today a little early, though. I see Dusty's already dug out. We're about to make this happen, folks. We're about to go down like 4 flat tires. What up, Dusty? How you feeling,
Lonzo, what up, my dude?
Man, I'm doing great, man.
I'm good, man. I'm good. How these holidays treating you?
So far, so good. You get some surprises from time to time, but, you know, you got to get past those, too.
Yeah, man. Ain't that the truth, man? But there's a lot to talk about. Let's jump right into it. Man, it's been crazy past couple of weeks. And if anyone missed our interview last week with Black C from RBL Posse, I highly encourage you guys to check it out. It was a real great interview. But now back to the craziness, man. Definitely one of the number one stories this week, Lonzo, and there have been a few. Jay-Z has been accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2020, along with P. Diddy. Now, first off, when you heard that, what were your general thoughts? And we'll dive a little bit deeper into it.
You know what? You keep hearing all kind of stuff, man. As time goes on, you hear more and more. You got people shaking in their boots. People did things that, for whatever reason, I know for whatever reason, my ass, because of this Diddy thing, is coming up to bite him in the ass. And people know, they know the accusations alone is worth a payday.
Yeah, because a lot of people will just go ahead and pay a couple million to not even bother with it, right? Instead of spending millions on attorney, tarnishing your image, all that stuff.
Right. It's simple. It's easier, man. Their lawyer is going to stretch it out and take it as close as they can to depositions and possible court dates. When they realize they're not playing with them, then they're going to cry, uncle, what you want? Because they can't pay them too fast. If you pay them too fast, you can have people come out the woodworks. I might file a case, goddammit. I might have to file me a case just for the hell of it. Give me a couple of some hush money shit. Anyway, folks, yeah, that's how that game goes, man. They're gonna stretch it out to the utmost, and then right before they go before a jury and start picking jurors, they're gonna go in the back room and cut a deal, cut a check, and everybody gonna go about their business. They're gonna get her to sign an NDA so that the story will never come out. There'll never be in a documentary. He can go on and do it and do his life from that point on.
Yeah, man. Let me close my window. My dogs are going crazy. I don't want to interfere with them. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're good. Sorry about that, folks. Let me ask you this, Lonzo. What do you think about the people who are saying they're trying to tear another black man down by accusations like this?
You know, man, this is one of the misfortunes that comes with fame and comes with fortune. People see you as a payday. People see your reputation as a way to extort money from you. You know, Jay-Z sees what's happening to Diddy. They saw what happened to Kanye, and nobody wants that headache, man, especially somebody with that kind of money. How many deals are in jeopardy if you violate a moral code, morality clause in a contract? A lot of contracts have morality clauses in them, and if you don't live up to a certain standard in your private life, it's going to cost you some money, sir. We can't associate our brand with you. So therefore, I'm sorry, we love you, but you got to go.
Now the 80s, Lonzo, that was your time, man. Crazy time. I grew up in the 90s, and I only heard from the people before me what the 80s was like. I didn't get a chance to party like that in the 80s, but I've heard enough stories to know it was a crazy time. It was a fun time. A lot of craziness going on and behind closed doors, in front of people. and all that good stuff. Did you ever see, and obviously don't name any names, but did you ever see anything that you were like, yeah, I should probably bounce up out of here, or I should probably stick around and see where this goes?
Nah, not really, man. You got to realize, you got to remember, dude. Back in that time, especially in the hip hop era, there was not a whole lot of players. Period. Now, I've been a part of some things that may have been questionable, but everybody was grown. Okay, everybody was grown. I did not. You got to understand who I am too, Doc. I've been around beautiful teenagers all my life. I had Eve After Dark. I understand that. I understand how to resist that temptation, and I won't let the temptation be even around me. Nobody, not even in the presence of anybody that I know or like, because I understand the consequences. So when you are trained to be responsible for other people's kids, you just can't accept certain things. You can't allow certain things to take place in your presence. You can't be a part of it. You can't happen. It can't happen, dude. So no, if there was anything, especially dealing with minors, I was the nigga with the cape on. Nah, y'all got to get up out of here. Y'all can't do that. Ladies, go home. I'm sorry. I understand you want it. Nope, you can't do that. Not here. You can't. And that's always been my position.
Now, I talked about this on my show this morning, and I would love your thoughts on this. I, as a person who grew up in the 90s, you know, and I say grew up, those were my teen years when I was into hip hop. Like, I was into nothing else in my life other than what's below a woman's waist. But I would love your thoughts on this, Lonzo. In the 90s, I feel like my generation, and when I say my generation, I mean the people who were 20, 30, 40 in the 90s and things like that. I feel like they should have been saying more. And what I mean by that is we had Foxy Brown, one of the best female lyricists of all time. But Foxy Brown was 15 years old on a song with Jay-Z, you know, talking about her ill nana. And anyone who doesn't know what the ill nana is, it's the goodies below that have you busting out car windows, that have you standing on top of a roof, that have you standing on top of a roof with a radio, butt naked with baby oil. But what do you think about, you know, we'll start with Foxy Brown, you know, being on songs with Jay-Z, being on a lot of different songs. But she was 15, and if you listen to her lyrics, they were explicit. Do you think that would fly today? Because I can't think of any 15. We have Sexy Red, obviously. We have Megan Thee Stallion, but they're all 20, 25, 30. You know, do you think something like that would fly nowadays? A 15-year-old talking about how ill her nana is?
It shouldn't have flew back then, Doc. But again, one thing about the music industry, they're real funny. First of all, as long as she ain't white, anybody gonna trip. That's the first part about it. She ain't a white girl, okay? And if somebody like Al Sharpton or Farrakhan or another leader of the black community don't say nothing, it's my job to say that. And that's pretty much the attitude, man. The record companies don't care. They don't care. If you don't say nothing, well, I got to say something. This is your culture. These are your people. And yes, she's saying this, as long as she didn't show it on TV or in a video, she can talk about it all day long. But as long as she didn't show it, there is not a real crime, but it is a morality violation by all means. And like I said many times on this show, there is a term that I have not heard used in quite some time, and that is contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Okay? That was a term in my era that I had to be governed under because I dealt with people's kids. In fact, just yesterday, I was talking to a gentleman. He wants me to come out to speak at one of his schools. And before I can speak at the school, I have to get an insurance policy. And this insurance policy is called molestation and something policy. Okay, for real, no some bullshit. They actually have an insurance policy to cover potential molestation of children. And here's another problem, because you don't have to do anything physical. You can just say something out the way and catch a case. And that's the times we're living in right now. And that's a problem.
Yeah. It's very interesting also what we were, you know, it was like it was right in front of our face, Lonzo. R. Kelly for years was dating Aaliyah back in the 90s, but, you know, no one said anything, you know what I mean? It was a very, I feel.
His label didn't say nothing. Her label didn't say nothing. They took them to a state where being 15 it was legally get married. Do you realize that even right now in the state of in the United States of America, there are several states that allow minors to get married with parental consent under 18 years old? I think some of the age consents are as young as 12 or 13 years old. If I'm lying behind the news because I remember distinctly during the election they were talking about some of these states that still have these laws, and one state, I forgot what it was, had just raised the age to 17 with parental consent. There's still like 26 states, including California, if I'm mistaken, that if your parents say it's cool with me, it's cool with you. And that's what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with a universal policy. We're dealing with something that's selective state by state.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. And you mentioned White earlier. It's also interesting that no one was turning a blind eye, even going back in the day with people like Elvis Presley and his wife. Didn't he marry her when she was like 13 or 14 or some crazy number?
I think he got hold of her when she's like 14. And that was a common practice, man. Jerry Lee Lewis married his a cousin, like a first cousin that was 13 or 14. It was okay long as they looked long as they had the complexion for the protection. There's a whole different set of rules, Doc. I believe what's his name? What's his name? The brother with the guitar and the duck walk ended up going to jail for just hanging out with some white girls.
Oh, Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry ended up had to go sit down for a little while because he was hanging out with some white girls. Okay,
ruined his career basically.
Pretty much ruined his career. Okay, snatched his ass off the road, put him in jail because he had white girls too close to him at that time.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Let's move on, Lonzo, because there is so much to talk about, man. It's been a crazy week in this country of ours. But about a week ago, we're going to start at the beginning. About a week ago, I'm sure you know this, I'm sure everyone watching knows, the CEO of United Healthcare had his life taken from him in broad daylight on a downtown New York City street when a man walked up behind him and right in the head from behind. The shell casings had the words deny, defend, depose on them in permanent marker. Now, these three words describe allegations leveled at insurers who avoid paying claims. Anyone who's had to deal with trying to file a claim with insurance knows exactly what I'm talking about. But before we break the story down, what were your initial thoughts when you heard about that last week?
Like they always tell us, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. It's hard to give.
Yeah.
It's hard to show compassion for a man whose job was to not show compassion. How do you forgive those who don't forgive? How do you show compassion for those who have none? It don't make no sense, man. This dude's job, his whole business model is to take your money and not give you anything for it. And if you need something for your money that he said he was going to give you and he wanted your money, you deny, defend, depose. And they stretch you out until you die. It's cheaper to bury it's cheaper for them to bury somebody or pay the case than it is for them to provide the treatment.
Yeah, it's a hard situation to be in, especially if that's your job. A lot of my family is in insurance, and there's certain regulations that they have to go by. But what are your general thoughts on the healthcare system in the U.S.?
Man,
and I'm asking that because this guy apparently had. Oh, sorry. This guy apparently had a back injury that was debilitating. He was pretty much messed up for life, and he had a personal gripe with them. But what are your general thoughts on the healthcare system?
Dude, I pray to God I don't get sick. I've been sick before, prostate cancer, car wrecks. My experiences were favorable, but I've seen many people have less problems, less injuries, or less issues, and more problems. My cousin recently had a little, what you call it, UTI or ITA or whatever it is, a minor heart issue. Picked him up from the ambulance, overnight in the hospital, $76,000. One night in the hospital and an ambulance ride, $76,000. Come on, man. You think he's a vet, and the VA already has a set price they're going to pay. I don't give a damn what you're charging. This is what we're paying. And he was covered. But I'm just saying, this is one of the main reasons why people go bankrupt in this country, because the medical system is the medical insurance system is so messed up, dude. You can't afford to get sick in this joint, man. But we're supposed to be the greatest country in the world. We behind on everything: education, health care, infancy rate, infancy terminal infancy, babies dying at birth. Okay, infant mortality rate. We got some of the highest in the country, man. Highest in the world, I should say. So it's real hard to sit back and say, while you got somebody who's getting billions of dollars based on money that people pay into a system, only to get fleed out. Somebody tell you, okay, you're gonna get a heart surgery, but you're only gonna get so much anesthesia. Huh? What if something go wrong? Well, you got to pay for it. Come on, man. I'm not in that position. And here you will put my wife, my kids, or somebody's husband in a position to say, I can't afford the next 5 minutes of anesthesia for my loved one. Come on, man. That's bullshit. To save a few bucks, they'll give you a fixed rate on everything. They try to compartmentalize everything and estimate what it's going to take. Sometimes, because we're humans, there's issues. Things happen in surgery. You might start to bleed out, whatever the case may be. You may need an extra 20 minutes of oxygen or anesthesia, whatever the case may be. But if you go over that limit, you stand to lose your have to come out your pocket for it, dude.
Yeah, it's messed up, dude. I pray everyone out there never has to go through that. If you had a magic wand, perfect hypothetical world, how would you make things better if you had every resource possible?
I think first thing I definitely would do would revamp the medical treatment service in America. That's one of those things that you have to do. I'd revamp the banking system. Banking system sucks. It's a rip off everybody. I would damn sure ban spam phone calls. Robocalls need to be fucking banned. That's the most irritating, annoying
God.
Man, them motherfuckers be on your ass.
Dude, I can literally look at 90% of my calls.
Yeah, spam likely. Who is this motherfucker? Why is spam likely keep calling me? I don't know you.
Man.
Sometimes if I'm in a funny ass, fucked up Gemini mood, I will get in the blues. Man, if you got a better education, you wouldn't have to call me with this bullshit. You know that, don't you? If you went to night school and got you a trade, you wouldn't have to call me with this shit. Because you're stupid. If you weren't so stupid, you wouldn't have to worry about this. You could get you a real good job, and I have to be people like me cuss you the fuck out for calling me and interrupting my goddamn day. Oh, I talk to him real bad.
Hey, you know what I do, Lonzo?
What?
Because my studio and my office are one and the same. So what I do is whenever my phone rings and I'm having a little time and I feel funky, and I have about 12 videos on my channel right now, me doing this, I'll literally press record and just mess with them for 30 minutes, dude, and it turn it into content.
Yeah, okay. And it's irritating. And when you have a house, man, the government has a new program that would allow you to get solar panels in your house absolutely free. I'm not buying nothing. You call me to sell me. I didn't call you for that. I'm not buying nothing. And you know when somebody's calling you to sell you something, it's a damn scam, man. But every once in a while, it's a numbers game. All you gotta do is catch a couple of them, man. I was watching this movie Beehive with Jason Stamos, the Karate Kick-Ass dude. Okay,
John Stamos.
Jason.
Oh,
Jason Stratton or Staten or something like that. Anyway, English, you got an English accent, kicks ass. Okay. And Felicia Rashad was an older lady. You know, she was on this thing. She managed all this money for these organizations. She got duped out of millions of money that wasn't even hers. And these people do it. They take this money with no regret, no thought about it. All they know is it left your account and it's in mine. I'm gonna pay a commission. I'm gonna drive these Ferraris, and they're allowed to do that, man, because they pay their taxes. They pay their taxes. Okay. And these guys, I mean, Jason Statham, the Stathams, y'all help me out, man. Statham, thank you, Jason.
Statham.
Okay.
Oh, Statham. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Jason Statham. Man, he tore their asses up. Okay, drug them by the car and blew up the building. Cut up their fingers. Oh, he was vicious. But you felt good because somebody got some revenge. Because the lady blew her brains out because she was so distraught after being ripped off. She killed herself. And it's just a damn shame that these type of situations are allowed to operate. But again, you in a system that, like what did my boy tell me the other day? Either you at the table or you on the menu. Remember that shit. Either you at the table or you on the menu.
Damn, that is a deep line.
That's a deep line, ain't it? That goes to my boy Jonathan Bowers, Compton City Council.
I'm using that one going forward.
He dropped that on me yesterday, man. That was the end of the show. Either you at the table or you on the menu.
That's a mic dropper.
Come on, man. Think about that shit. Think about that. If you don't own stocks if you don't own certain stocks, you just a victim of the profiteers. If you own certain stocks, you at the table. If you don't, you own the menu. Simple as that. That's just one example.
Love that, man. Yeah, you're always dropping sayings on me, man. And I always credit you when I use your. Most of the time, I credit you when I use your stuff. But I use your stuff a lot, man. You have a lot of good sayings, and I know everybody could agree with that one.
Please take that one. That's not mine. I told him this. I'm taking that, putting that in my repertoire.
That's a good one. All right, let's continue talking about this guy, the CEO guy. Just over a day ago, now going on a couple of days, the man in question was spotted at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, when someone recognized him and alerted McDonald's employees to call the police. They called the police. Police show up. The man, now known as Luigi Mangione, gave a fake ID to them, became flustered when they asked him if he had been in NYC lately. They determined this man was suspicious enough to bring him for questioning. And they have since identified him as the man who took the life of the CEO of United Healthcare. Is it possible to even commit such a crime of that magnitude and expect to get away nowadays, Lons?
Nah, man, you got too many cameras. Everybody is a news reporter, dude. Every doorbell is a cameraman. Every stoplight is a cameraman. And all they gotta do is backtrace you, dude. I was talking about this earlier today. They said, homeboy, they traced him back, 3 or 4 days before it even happened. So they were able to find out where he was, watch him on cameras, do what he did, then figure out what he was doing, and go back and figure out what he did to get where he was. That's some cold technology, Doc. Big Brother is here. Big Brother's here. Been here for a while. He just letting his nuts hang right now. You ain't seen the rest of his nuts yet.
Yeah, Big Brother. That came from the book 1984, which came out decades prior to that. And they were explaining, for anyone who doesn't know, how life was going to be in 1984. It was a little more advanced, but they were, God dang it, they were spot on. And Big Brother is known as the eye in the sky, God, the man looking at us all, knowing what we do at any time of the day. We have Alexas and shit in our house, Lonzo. We got damn Series and all that just recording everything we do. And we're cool with it.
Yeah. It's the convenience, man. I mean, even me, I fell in love with AI. AI helps me write my newspaper, man. And, I do proposals, and this thing knows my business, dude. I wrote one proposal, and I had to write another one. It knew everything I said from the first one and just applied it to the second one. And it does it in seconds. By the time I push send, it's already populating, man. It's already populating. I got an old phone. Okay. Imagine if I had one of these new iPhones. So it's here, dude. And here's the problem. One, it's not regulated. Two, can you even regulate it? Three, some people are afraid of it. And I can see why you could be afraid of it, but it's a great tool. But again, information is probably one of the most powerful currencies we have right now. Information is one of the most powerful currencies in the world, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. Just like when everybody was doing all those ancestry tests, to find out get all the DNA, capture all your DNA. They were selling all that shit to the police. Hey man, you shot somebody, you raped somebody back in '85. Somebody I know, they did a ancestry test. This dude's DNA popped up. They came got his ass 30 years later for a pape. Okay, came and got him. Found out he was involved in multiple papes. Yeah. Yep. When they can digitize your ass, you in trouble. We in trouble. We digitized.
And I remember specifically you and I've embraced AI like a mofo. It helps me out as well. But I remember literally maybe about 2 years ago, us talking about AI when it just started getting very popular. We were scared as shit. We were down talking it. And now here we are 2 years later. It's part of our life because I know it's part of mine.
I got a show I did 25 years ago when I had my public access show, and I had my friend on the show. Her name was Hope Flood. She's a comedian, and she's in my latest documentary. And I was telling her about the show that she did with me, and she was talking about how she had a magazine, a comedy magazine, and she was saying, "Oh, this internet thing, it's just a thing of the past." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." It passed your ass right up too. It's here, Doc. What you want me to do? Convenience is a monster.
Let me ask you, Lonzo, how long before robots are flying planes? And is Lonzo getting on a plane flown by a robot?
I need some human. Well, you know what? Most of your operations are done right now from remote control, from automatic pilot. The pilots don't really fly the planes now. They pretty much land them and take them off, take off. But most of them don't even. I don't want no plane that don't have a pilot on it. That's for damn sure. Somebody got it. If this shit get hit by lightning or short circuit, or batteries die, whatever the case may be, somebody got to be provided this summer gun. Okay, I don't want to have that. Be on one of them old ass. O.J. Simpson movies, shotgun, what is it? Damn it, Big Shots, whatever it was. With
Airplane, all the no, not Airplane. Naked Gun.
Yeah, whatever. Naked Gun movies. Is there a pilot on the plane? Hell no. Hell no. This plane's almost out of gas. How far?
Dude, yeah, I'm not ready.
How far will this gas take us? To the scene of the crime, to the scene of the crash. That's where it's gonna take us. Straight to the scene of the crash. Nah, man.
Yeah, I'm not even, and I know a lot of people who do this, but they get in those cars that are selfless drive. That is just a robot, and I'm not even ready for that yet. Like I know it's probably safer than a random dude who's probably tired and driving all day, but I'm just not ready right now. Have you got in a car like that, Lonzo, yet? A selfless driving car?
No, but I did get into a Tesla that drove itself, and that was some. I only drove it for like a half a mile, but it was really some serious getting used to, because when the car approached the light, I had to make a right turn. It automatically slowed down, stopped, put the blinker on, and the wheel turned to the right. And I'm waiting to grab it. I'm waiting they said, calm down, don't do nothing. And someone gonna bust to the right turn, went down the green leaf, slowed down, got to the intersection, busted another right turn, took me back to where we started from, dude. That's a whole nother level of retraining your brain. You literally have to retrain your brain to trust nothing.
Man, here we go. In 2 years, I'll probably have a selfless driving car. I'm over here scared of it right now. But look at me. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Let's move on, Lonzo, because go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
We were talking about electric cars the other day. My buddy has one, and Saturday, I was dropping off some papers, and I saw about 5 people in a lot reading books, waiting letting their car charge up, and that seemed like an inconvenience to me. I'm sorry, that just like a major. You got to wait 30 minutes. You got to wait in line to get to the charger. Then got to wait for the charger to kick in. Now, it's one thing to be going into a grocery store or going to shopping, Disneyland, but then to pull over in a hurry. And I think it needs to be a restroom at every one of those goddamn spots. Okay? It needs to be a restroom at every charging station, because if you're gonna be sitting there, as my partner's granddaddy used to say, if you're gonna kill time, work it to death. If you're gonna kill time, work it to death. So while the car is charging, I'm uncharging. Okay, I'm dumping, or whatever the case may be. But it just seemed to me that would be a common combination. Maybe a vending machine and a restroom, some type of portable restroom where people can go in there and relieve themselves. It ain't got to be it can be a unisex thing. But I know for a brother like myself who uses the restroom quite frequently, especially now that I'm on this diet, got me going to the restroom almost every half hour, man. So I ain't got the time to sit here. If you got to sit here to figure out when you got to pee, when you're gonna pee a charge, that's a bad decision. I ain't got no charge to go to the bathroom, but I can't hold my pee to get charged up. Come on, man. That's a bad decision, dude. That's bad. It's gonna end up ugly, Doc. It's gonna end up real bad.
Yeah, it's hilarious. You kids don't know what we go through as we get older, man. Like, as soon as this show's done, Lonzo, the first thing I do is go to that restroom and relieve the hell out of myself. I used to be able to go 3-4 hours. Now I'm once an hour. Damn, man.
When you was calling me, that's where I was at. I had a handful when you called me. Okay, I was a minute late because let me go now. If I get on camera, and in the worst, they're trying to get you off, get off the camera and hold it. No, man, I miss my damn cue every time going out of here.
That's real talk. Let's move on, Lonzo. There's a lot to talk about. We're about halfway through the show, actually. Before we continue, I'm going to ask everyone to hit that like button. If you haven't already, just smash it. It really helps out the algorithm, lets YouTube know we exist, and even go a step further. Tell a friend about the show. We really appreciate the word of mouth. We're almost at 16,000 subscribers. We'll take them. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Tell a friend. And let's talk about this, Lonzo. There's a rapper out there by the name of Dave Blunt who is going viral now for performing on stage with an oxygen tank. I don't know if you got to see that a couple of weeks back. He did a big festival. Yes, we got to talk about this BS. He even recorded a song from the hospital bed with an oxygen tank. Anyone who doesn't know, he's very obese, super obese. He has a famous song right now called "I Can't Put Down the Cup." It's an ode to using promethazine and codeine, aka lean. But a lot of people are saying this is cool. Oh man, that's kind of cool. I see it as sad. What say you, Lonzo? Obese dude who can't do a show without an oxygen tank.
I saw that shit. On Facebook, Instagram, one of them social media platforms, and I shook my head, man. I feel sorry for the dude, man, because he don't know. He asked the crowd, "Do y'all mind me sitting down while I do my show?" While they got an oxygen tank, oxygen mask on. I'm like, damn, dude. And he might not be 30. I don't even think he's that old. How did you let yourself get like that? Is it a thyroid problem, or you just can't put down the pizzas? And for a brother who's on a quest to try and lose about 20 pounds, or the cup. For brothers on the quest to try and lose about 20 pounds between now and Valentine's Day, man, it's real hard to sit back and see a youngster just abuse himself to go viral. And that is probably one of the most evil things, one of the most evil byproducts of the internet is that a person can literally jeopardize their lives for entertainment of other people. Homeboy was on stage talking shit about Snoop said something to him. I don't know. I didn't hear what Snoop said, but y'all mind me sitting down doing my show? No. They don't care about your big ass, man. The same thing I said about Lizzo. People, don't body shame. It isn't about body shame. It's about the health issues. It's about the potential health issues. It had nothing to do with body shaming. But people who want to justify your look don't have to live your life. They ain't got to worry about taking no damn insulin shots. They don't have to worry about having high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever the case may be. They don't worry about that. They just want your feelings to get hurt. What about your ass getting hurt? Lizzo got the message. She got her some Ozempic or something, some carrots and kale. I don't know what she got, but she didn't drop more weight than a weightlifter. Okay? And she always was a pretty girl, but she just had it covered up in blubber. So now she's losing weight. That's good. But who gonna hate on her for that? The big girls that was rocking with her now? Because for a while, she reminded me of Barry White and Biggie Smalls. Barry White, back in the 70s, gave all the big brothers a shot at being sexy. He got that perm, he got that deep voice. Every Negro I knew over 300 pounds thought he was Barry White. Got a perm, he's trying to talk a little deeper. How you doing, baby? That was a thing. Same thing with Biggie. Biggie, hey, man, he knew he was ugly. He said in the song, I'm ugly, but I'm Gucci down to the socks. Okay, made every brother, big brother with a gut, go out and buy him a Gucci shirt, some hats and some canes, and they had an idol. And the same thing for Lizzo. She became an idol for big girls, and ain't nothing wrong with big girls. Don't get me wrong, but it's sometimes too big can be unhealthy, Doc, and that's what she was working with, and that's what my man is working with. And there's no justification for that. There's no acceptance. There's no body shaming. How come you can't just sick shame? Because he's sick. He got to be. If you're sitting there on the stage with an oxygen tank, you're sick. How about sick shaming? Not body shaming, but sick shaming. You can't help shame nobody, but you can sick shame them. And I think he needs to be sick shamed. He's 23 years old, says Isaiah. Thank you, Isaiah.
Yeah.
23 years old.
He is 23.
Come on, man. If he see 30, he'll be blessed. If he see 30, man, that's a lot of man. That's a lot of human being, man, on that couch. He had the whole couch covered. It was a love seat. He had it covered from armrest to armrest. Armrest to arm. Could not none other person sit in that damn chair. Okay, but him and that tank. Nah, man, that ain't never be good. Big Pun, see what happened to him. Fat Joe lost his weight. Fat boys, they lost their weight. Everybody that was in that so-called big era either died or got slimmed down. One of the two died. Think about it. All them guys, the fat boys, they always big. When Buff died, boy started, hey, nigga, fuck that. That, okay? No. Okay, jumping jacks was in order every day. Fuck flapjacks. I'm doing jumping jacks.
And yeah, that's crazy. Let's move on, Lonzo. A very fine female is going viral for her post that reads, "If a nigga work a 9 to 5, he lame as fuck." End quote. When I saw that, I said, what would Lonzo think? Your thoughts on that, Lonzo? If a nigga work a 9 to 5, he lame as fuck.
You know what? See, that's somebody who wants somebody to risk their life and freedom just to provide for them. Some people don't even understand that a hustle, some people are under the illusion that a hustle is not a hustle unless you're taking penitentiary chances. Unless you're taking penitentiary chances, it's not a real hustle. And because most of the time, when you have a 9 to 5, unless you have an education, a degree, or some letters behind your name, unless you're prepared to work, getting that long money, that Mr. Instagram money, it's not really in the cards, man. It's not really in the cards. Unless you got some initials behind your name, Doctor, MBA, whatever the case may be. The chances, the opportunities for making that long Instagram popping bottles money, going to the jewelry store. Because you understand this, you ain't never seen nobody that had a 9 to 5 run down and take his whole check to the jewelry store. They don't do that. They appreciate the money. They appreciate the money because they had to work for it. Only people you see running down to the jewelry store, buying a house worth of chains, is brothers that's been blessed with some success in the music industry. You don't even see that. You don't even see that much in the movie industry. Now people have done some dumb shit. Cage? Nicolas Cage bought castles and shit. Okay, he bought castles with his money. But I never seen Nicolas with a $500,000 chain on. So if you don't, it's like, and a lot of my buddies who was in the game back in the day, they spent a lot of their younger years trying to become the next whoever, Nino Brown, whoever was the big time slinger in the day. They want to be the next one, and that's not a career goal. I was telling somebody the same story just the other day that I knew a white boy. I worked for Caltrans. I knew this white boy, and him and his buddies they all rented a house out in Orange County, 4-bedroom house, pool, and everybody paid like, I don't know, $300 a month. That was a lot of money back in the 70s. $1,200 a month, that's a lot of money. But one of the white boys, his daddy, had a plane, little Cessna, and the white boy learned to fly the plane. And all the roommates, except for one, hopped in the plane, stole daddy's plane, flew to Mexico, bought a gang of weed, came back and opened up a surf shop. That's all they wanted to do, open a surf shop. And they said it was the plan. It was a hit and miss. It was an end to a means. Well, unfortunately, because of various reasons, a lot of brothers think that these potential ends to a means are a career move, or they get comfortable. So now you want to do this every day, all day. You trying to be the next big thing, and it ain't gonna happen like that. So now you have to you have to go to jail and come out and become a square. You could have bypassed the whole jail thing. I ain't gonna tell the man how to make his money. I ain't watching your pockets, but if you do what you got to do, get out and get on. But for a woman to tell some man,
you could have did that out here.
Right. Marlon Cozy, I see you, baby. Thank you, Doc. I see you.
Shout out Marlon. Thank you, brother. Love you, man. Thank you.
For a woman to tell a brother, unless you out here risking your life, or if you got a square ass job, you can't. I ain't messing with you. I wonder what she's bringing to the table. I wonder what kind of money she's making. Women have a tendency to put a lot of demands on men that I don't see them putting on themselves. Okay, baby, if you're making 75 and I'm making 75, that's 150. If you're making 100 and I'm making 100, that's 200,000. That's upper middle class. But if I'm the only one making 125, and then you want half of that when you get pissed off, we both broke. In most cases, my boy he gave him a name, called them predatory females. Oh my God. Predatory females. Think about that. Don't that sound like that's almost on the same level as toxic masculinity? Predatory females who just lay in wait for a brother to get successful enough so she can take half of what he got. Based on what? Sex? Oh man, that's the worst deal in the world. Vagina is standard equipped with everybody. They are not just limited to certain people. They're standard equipment. What else come with this? What other features do you have, my dear? It's like buying a Bentley without rolling.
Man, you ain't lying.
Without air conditioning. Okay. You got a Bentley with no air conditioning. It look good, but it's hot as hell over there. Come on, man. Let's keep it 100.
A Bentley with no air conditioning. Hey, I wanted to talk with you about this last week, Lonzo. We kind of dipped our toe in it before we talked with Laxi from RBL Posse, but what do you think of Kendrick Lamar taking the #1 spot? More importantly, him being from Compton.
Oh, man, that's a fantastic move. Doc Compton back on the set. I'm waiting to see what Dre and Snoop come up with. Heard Cube's album is doing pretty well. It's just a good move to see Compton be represented, man. Ain't nobody been. It's nothing has really been impressive in quite some time, dude. There's nothing been really impressive. There's just everybody was like, damn, you ain't heard that in a while. Kendrick has been doing that since he dropped that first cut. He's been consistently doing that. And for him to come out now, going back to the internet, whether it is a great album or a whack album, the internet don't care. All they want you to do is like it, is to check it out. Every time you get a view, it's a positive stream. There are no negative streams. There's no such thing as if 10 people don't like it and 20 people watch it, you only get credit for 10. No, you get credit for the whole 20. So when he drops something like that, people want to see the impact, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I heard he had 40 billion, with the 40 billion screens or 4 billion screens, something like that. A lot of whatever it is, a lot of damn money.
Something like that. Hell yeah. Yeah, and what I like about it is he broke the stereotype of rappers from Compton. I mean, Eazy-E, Quick, Dre, BG Knockout, I can go down the list. They all, they had a different style, more of the gangster type. And he came in and just completely changed the sound of Compton. What do you think of that aspect?
He's almost like Compton's version of Tupac. He references the gang mentality, but he doesn't embrace it. He references it. He doesn't talk about it in a bad way or a positive way. He talks about certain things. He let people know that where he's from, but it's not a I don't see a glorification spotlight on it like that, and that makes it work. That's why he can have reds and blues at the same table. He can do that. He can do that because he's not trying to be on either side. Everybody know where he came from, but he's not dissing nobody. He's not dissing no sides one way or another. I'm here. Plus, he'll come back to the hood and do shit from time to time. I don't think nobody else been to the hood since Straight Outta Compton. He's the first superstar been to Compton.
Damn, that's a long run.
Man, come on, man. That's 2015. That's almost 10 years? Almost 10 years.
Damn, dude. I can't believe it's already been that. I remember the hype around Straight Outta Compton, just being once again a fan of N.W.A. And that was the last time, you're right, where everyone was excited about what was coming out of Compton. When that let's go back to that movie. We haven't talked about that for a minute. What did you think, or how were you feeling at the beginning when the buzz even came about that, oh shoot, they're doing this N.W.A. movie?
I witnessed some of the most genius marketing plans I've ever seen in my life. At Rosecrans Park on Vermont, right near Redondo Beach Boulevard, they were holding auditions for members of N.W.A. And what was I doing? I was doing something. I was doing either my podcast. I was doing the podcast. I was doing some videotaping. And me and my partner went to the audition. And we got there, and people were in such delusional states about being a part of this movie. This big old tall black dude, I said, man, what part you going for? I'm going for yellow. Oh man, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Okay. I mean, people out there didn't have no clue of what it took. I mean, in the line, dude, the line had to be almost a quarter mile long. It had a raptor. It went into the main room, down the side of the soccer field, made a bust to the left, and then busted another right around to the damn baseball diamond, and they stood out there most of the day. And they did this in multiple parts of the city. So everybody was involved in the hype. They already had their people picked. They wanted you to feel that you had a chance to make this happen too. Some of the people may have made extras, I'm not sure. But when you go out there, man, and see a light-skinned cat with green eyes, how about y'all gonna be Dre? I'm going out for Dre's part. Yeah, y'all slick. That was some cold shit. And then did not sweat people for taking that phrase straight out of and letting them add their city to it. Genius. Fucking genius. People straight out of Compton, straight out of Inglewood, straight out of dumb fuck Egypt, straight out of Mississippi, straight out of Biloxi, whatever the case may be. That was fucking genius, man.
Free advertising.
Free advertising. That was genius. I don't know who came up with that. They need some type of award for that kind of marketing. And this made the movie. And here's the crazy part. I went to the premiere of the movie. I have never in my life been under that much security at a movie premiere. Dude, you just swore you was going to see shake Obama's hand or something. They had more security checks, dude. You couldn't get in the parking lot unless you showed your tickets. You couldn't get in line unless you showed your tickets. You couldn't get past nobody unless you showed your tickets. What all that old run up to the front? I'm looking for no. We went from one line to another line, and we had VIP tickets. I had VIP tickets. We still stood in line almost 2 hours. Now, at the after party, they treated us like kings. I loved the after party. After party was the shit. Met Quincy Jones. Met a few people that was up there that day, man. After me and Cube hooked up again. Dre didn't I didn't see him at the after party. Oh, we was trying to get a picture with all of us. That's what it was. Me, Yella was there, Dre was there, Clientele was there. And when I got to Dre and Clientele, I couldn't get Yella. When I got Clientele and Yella, couldn't get Dre. And we still didn't update our world-class wrecking crew picture. But the overall event was really nice, man. Plenty of food, plenty of drinks, plenty of women, man. It was off the chain.
Let me ask you, have you come across any of the other actors who portrayed you in the movie who didn't get the cut? And what did you think of the final guy who actually played you?
The brother, he was pretty good. I had a chance to talk to him the day they were shooting my parts. I just happened to fall through the set. I was kind of protesting. I'm an asshole sometimes. I was protesting. Anybody called me. Nobody gave me no money. I didn't know I was even involved in the project. I had no idea I was even in the project whatsoever. And one of my buddies called me a Peanut. I saw this brother just the other day at the gym. Peanut called me, "Hey, Lonzo, man, you up here? I mean, you got to come up here, man. For what? Man, they got a guy playing you in the movie. Bullshit. No, man, they got a guy. We got a Jerry curl. They got a hat shirt, a Lonzo shirt, and everything." And I said, "Peanut, I'm gonna kick your ass if I come up there and I don't see what you're talking about." Being unknown, just so happened we both was hanging out that day. We went by there. They were shooting it at the at Catch One down on Pico. Bone, my partner Bone, was the security guard. Got us on the lot, and I'm looking for Peanut. Where you at? What's happening, Peanut? What's going on, man? Oh, Lonzo, they went to lunch. They went to Peanut. I think you bullshitting me. No. Hop in your car. Let's go run to lunch. I mean, we hopped in my car. Drove around to the other staging station where I had all the food trucks and the trailers and everything. And I looked up, and I was walking past a row of trailers, and I saw a trailer that said Lonzo Williams on it. Fuck. What? And my boy Peanut, I told you. Now, I didn't see the brother at first, but he was someplace else. He turned back around, and there he was wearing a Lonzo suit. And they wouldn't hire me as a consultant, but I sat on the steps and talked to this brother for about an hour, man, about 45 minutes to an hour. Gave him some Lonzo lessons. Said you got to be kind of animated, and you damn sure got to cuss, okay? And we laughed and talked. He said he studied me on YouTube and some other things, and invited me back the next day to see the scene with him and Dre. He's combing his Jerry curl in the mirror. And I came back the next day and sat in Video Village with Dre and kicked it. So, and it was funny, man, because there's a lady in front of the cameraman. She's a script manager, whatever her name is, title is, and she keeps track of all the dialogue as they're talking. And this lady didn't know me from a can of paint. She turned around, looked me dead in the face, and says, "That Lonzo character has a very bad mouth, doesn't he?" He sure does. No bullshit. That's real talk. That Lonzo character, oh my God, he has such a foul, he has such a bad mouth. Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
That's dope, man. We got a few minutes left. I want to congratulate you, Lonzo, for winning Best Documentary or Short Film at the recent festival. Talk to us about that before we call it a night.
Yeah, man, that was the BOM Film Festival. It was recently online. I sent out a bunch of links to all my folks. I hope some of y'all had a chance to check it out. And because of the response, they said, "Hey, y'all get to get a trophy." And I got a call Saturday night. I just been running around all day long. I was in my lounge pants, kicking back. I was kicked back so far, I was damn near upside down. My boy, Professor Tim, called me and said, "Hey, man, we up for an award." I said, "Go get it, man. I'm in the bed." Because sometimes they have you come out there just to have somebody in the room. And sure enough, we got an award. That's like our third one so far. We've been doing all right, man. We've been doing all right.
I love it, man. I love it, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. Anything else before we wrap it up that you want to touch on that you got coming up?
Getting ready to come to Sacramento, 7th and 8th of January. I'll be at the Oak Park Theater doing a screening of my documentary and a book signing, and also a Q&A with my man Jay King from Club Nouveau. It's going to be an interesting thing. It's going to be in the evening time. They're doing an extension of the Oak Park Film Festival, which I was supposed to be a part of, but because of some things happening, they added another dimension to it, and we are one of the first ones to be a part of that. So I'm hoping to go back to Sacramento to a full house, sell a bunch of books, shake some hands, take some pictures, and get people to expose to my history once again.
Homie Marlon Cozy said he'll be there, man. And yeah, I'm excited about all the stuff we have coming up in 2025. I want to thank everybody for showing love. And before you guys head out, hit that like button. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button. Hit them with that outro, Lonzo.
Hey, folks. For those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer till he got cold on the eve after dark, 50-yard line to the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit, because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands with not without Alonzo. Peace, y'all.